Hey guys, this is part two of the guitar warm-up. For this, we're going to go through three different exercises. The first is the echo pattern. The second, we're going to go through the different strumming part that I did at the beginning of the last video. And then we're going to go through a complete G major scale on the full guitar. So starting off with the echo patterns. Now this time, I'm not going to play the part that you should be playing. So I'll put a bit of silence there for you to echo what I had just played. Okay, so I'll play silence where you play, and then we'll go back to the parts and we'll go back and forth. All right, so starting on the high E string, which is the one furthest away from you, we're going to go all the way down to the low E string. I'll play, then you play. Ready? G string, D string, A string, low E string. Now, hopefully you notice that some of these strings, and hopefully you're not skipping ahead yet, some of the strings you may not understand and why I was using certain fingers in certain places. Now, as we go through the various units in guitar, we'll talk about what the notes are on the string that we're going to use most often. Now, of course, there's a bunch of notes on the string, but for the text and for the very introductory level guitar stuff, we're just using some of the stuff in like this first position, right? So we're only using part of that. So if you are skipping ahead and doing that, I applaud your work. But if you're a little confused, feel free to ask me, shoot me a message, or ask me in class, and we'll talk about what was going on here for all of this. Okay, the second exercise, I'm going to do part of it, and then I'll go through the faster parts all the way through, just so we know what it is. We did this in the other video. We're going to go 4 strums per fret. First fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret, and usually we go through all 6 strings, and we would do that in class. And you should do that at home, but just to make the video a bit shorter, we're only going to do part of it. So let's do the first string together. 4 strums per fret. We'll go up and then back. So 1 to 4, and then 4 back to 1. Ready? With me this time, not echoing, with me. 1, 2, ready, and. Now, I'd like you to notice that I like to leave my fingers in the frets because I feel like it trains my muscles better to know where the frets are. And sometimes, when you're getting into some advanced stuff, you never know when you're going to have to go from first fret to fourth fret all of a sudden, and it just makes sense to have something as a reference, right? So I'll leave my fingers there just so that I know what's going on, all the way up and then all the way down. At no point should you be sliding your first finger to where you need to go, at least not for these exercises, right? We're trying to accomplish some muscle memory and getting used to playing in a certain fret. Okay, now for this, we're going to do the next two together. We're going to do 2 strums per fret all the way down the guitar. So start on the high E string down to the low E string. And then we'll come back for the final time and we'll do 1 strum per fret all the way down. Okay, so we'll go up to 4, back to 1, up to 4, back to 1, and working your way down. Okay, 2 strums per fret. 1, 2, ready, and. Now, of course, you want to pick a tempo that's comfortable for you. You should play with me, of course, and then if you are ready to go faster and still keep the beat steady, right? So you don't want something that sounds like this. Right, you don't want something that doesn't make sense. You want all the beats to stay nice and steady. Of course, practicing with a metronome is the way to go for this kind of thing if you're not playing with me, just so you do keep a steady beat. But that's what we want to go for. And feel free to, after you go through the warm-ups that we do together, to mix things up, right? So you don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go 1, 3, 2, 4, right? So it could be, right, mixing stuff up just so that you're getting a variety. Now, the next one is 1 strum per fret all the way up and down. Ready? 1, 2, ready, and. Okay? And then, of course, you're welcome to do faster. If you want to use eighth notes or something like that. And at the beginning, if you're working with this, working at this through with me, you should be doing all downstrokes using the pick, right? So all of them moving down. As we advance and get further in the course to Tin Little Indians and those things is when you should start using down and up strokes, right? So down and up, down, and then you want to practice it all because it's all important. It all has its place in the guitar repertoire. So you want to make sure that you're doing a little bit of everything, but definitely starting with me doing downstrokes, right? Until we get to the eighth note, we start doing upstrokes and know how to put them appropriately. Now, the one other thing I want to do is the G major scale starting on the low E string, right, which is the 3rd fret. Now, for this, you should be at a point in the semester where you've learned what F sharp is on the various strings, right? We have the one on the D string, the one on the high E string that we need to use. So you should only be doing this if you know those. Feel free to work with me. I'm not going to go over it too much in depth, but it is something that we're going to test on in class. So just be aware that you know what it is and that you can do it, right? Make sure you're using the appropriate finger and the appropriate fret. Okay, so that's something you should work with. Feel free to play it with me in this video or do it by yourself, right? Set a metronome that's an appropriate tempo for you and work at it. Good luck. Hope you have fun. Practice away.